Hi everybody, Jillian here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a brand new Bible journaling process video for you. I'm going to walk you through my day 14 entry of gratitude documented, which is grace. They have us in Nehemiah 9:17, but I decided to instead go ahead and do this in Romans 5. And I have been reading the book Dance, Stand, Run by Jess Connolly. It's really great. It talks about grace, holiness, and mission. And this book makes me want to get up and go. And so I really liked what she said in the beginning about grace, and that's where I want to kind of pull from today, and that's what directed me to Romans 5. So I'll talk to you about that more in a moment. But just quickly want to show you what I was planning on using today. So of course the free Word-Ready prompts in the Print and Pray shop, if you haven't picked these up yet, I'll go ahead and link them in the video description below if you want to check them out. I've got some pieces from the Print and Pray shop, one of Shauna Klingerman's cards, the scripted prompts from Katie, and then also this sheet from Tamara Arcilia. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and use the stamp from the Gratitude Devotional Kit. And then I've always wanted to use this little tab that says Grace. So I'm going to go ahead and use that today for today's entry. And then of course I've got my mini book that I'm working through. So I'll go ahead and update my page for Grace in the book here. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead and speed you guys up and get started. All right, so the very first thing I did before I started was go ahead and get my Grace Gratitude documented in my little mini book. And that is where I pull from if I have some extra time to get it down in the margin of my journaling Bible. So I don't know about you guys, but I am about to head into a very, very busy season. We've got Thanksgiving coming up next week. My little one has a birthday, and so it's going to be just really, really busy. So I wanted to keep this super simple because there's just so much going on here. So the very first thing that I wanted to do was pick something to highlight my verse. I thought about using the new highlighter washi from Illustrated Faith, but then thought instead to use this beautiful piece from Tamara's digital set, and these are printed on clear sticker paper. So I wanted to kind of get an idea of where it was going to sit before I stuck it down, since once I put it down, it's not coming back up. So I went ahead and fussy cut both the word grace and that beautiful floral shape from Tamara, and then kind of put them there to figure out if they're going to fit on my page. I really wanted to use that grace tab, like I said, but it seemed a bit redundant sitting on top of that huge scripted word, and I loved this patterned card from Shauna Klingerman, so instead I decided to just use my We Are Memory Keepers tab punch and punch a tab out of that, and it's going to just match the colors beautifully and then sit on top of the entry. I also thought if I had some extra room to use this beautiful floral piece from Tamara's set, and I really love how it ended up making its way onto my page. Again, this is just a super simple entry. So as I put it together here, I want to read to you this passage from Jess Connolly's book, and just to let you know where this entry came from. First, she defines this Greek word charis. That's not how you say it, but I'm not Greek, so that's the best you're going to get from me. She says, the root word is described with the following words: lean toward, incline toward, disposed to, giving a gift or blessing. And then she goes on to say, sin is prevalent, and this is remarkable and worth noticing for one important reason. For grace to be extended, for God to do his incredible leaning thing, sin and brokenness must first be present. She says, he is good and just. He acts in a way to right what is wrong. But first, he leans in. He initiates a solution to a problem that is our sin. Grace is God's grand gesture to draw us close to him. And then she goes on to say, grace is the leaning in of God toward our broken state. We need grace because our natural state as fallen humans calls for condemnation, not closeness. We deserve punishment, but he initiates proximity. And so that's why I chose these verses in Romans 5:6-8, and it says, you see, at just the right time, when we were still powerless, Christ died for the ungodly. Very rarely will anyone die for a righteous person, though for a good person someone might possibly dare to die. But God demonstrates his own love for us in this: while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. So I felt like this was the perfect place to journal today's gratitude entry. I'm so thankful for God's grace, because honestly, without it, we're hopeless. So once I get my journaling down, I decide to go ahead and date stamp it before I forget, kind of in that break between the chapter. And then I have so much room on the bottom left over that I decided to go ahead and put Tamara's piece in here. And I loved how that leaf towards the top was just going to nestle in perfectly with my journaling. So I put it down on the page, leaving about a third of it hang off of the page, and then I went ahead, turned the page over, trimmed off the excess, and decided to go ahead and adhere the remainder of it up towards the top of the page. I didn't get it down perfectly, it's not perfectly lined up with the top, but I really do like how it came together. A super quick and simple entry to document my gratitude to Jesus. And that's it. Here's a finished look at my page along with a couple of close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching and allowing me to share. I hope you have a wonderful day. Don't forget that if you are, quote, behind on your gratitude documented, don't sweat it. Just jump in today with today's prompt, and then maybe you go back and catch up, or maybe you don't. Just listen to His Spirit's leading. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.